4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Welcome to Waveland. Thanks for tuning in. It's boy Apollo with the Welcome to Waveland podcast. It's the second episode. Thank you very much for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Follow us on SoundCloud and Twitch. Today's episode, I'm going to talk a little bit about
Choose your character.
how to choose your character, how to find your main character, different tips, methods, and reasons why, essentially why you need a main character. You're going to be taking this game any bit seriously. So, we're brought to you by PowerA Controllers, MXL Microphones, Got the Groove Entertainment, and Dunkin' Donuts Delicious Coffee. Again, I'm not paid by these people or asked to say any of this. I use these products. Thanks a lot. Again, find us on YouTube, Welcome to Waveland Podcast, SoundCloud / Welcome to Waveland, Twitch / Welcome to Waveland. So today we're going to talk about choosing your main character and basically why. Why you need one. Because I hear a lot of people, a lot of friends of mine, when I first started playing this game when I was 9 years old, the 64 version, I had this mentality where I've heard this a lot, where it's boring to play just one or two characters. Maybe they feel that they could stay unpredictable by playing a bunch of different characters, which I understand that logic, but I'm going to explain to you in a second why that's essentially the wrong way to think about it in this situation. Alright, so basically you gotta look at it like, why are you playing? I mean, how far do you want to take this game? Are you just casual? Are you just really gonna not put a whole lot of time into it? You just kind of want it to be something that people could grab a controller when they're over at your house, play with some items? If so, I would go ahead and just play whoever you want. I mean, honestly, just whatever character is aesthetically appealing. Maybe a character that you love the game that they're in. If you're going to be playing casually, that's basically really all you need to base your choice off of, as far as your character main. And as on the other hand, if you're going to play casual, then you could also just play whatever character. I mean, if you're going to put any sort of serious time into the game, outside of being a casual, if you're going to put in any of your hard work into the game, then it's probably most definitely necessary to have yourself a main character. Essentially, you see, I hear a lot of newer players that are trying to take the game seriously saying, this guy is my main character, this girl is my secondary, then I have this character and this hoop-de-hoop for my pockets. Alright, slow your roll, friend. Downshifting gears real quick. Now, the reason you see players like Tweak and Zero and Nairo, Abadongo, MK Leo, great examples. The reason you see these players, I'll use Tweak as a good example, his characters. The reason you see people like on that level playing a top tier character, such as, I don't know, in Smash 4 Cloud, and then Tweak would counterpick as DK, that's because he's already mained DK and put in a lot of hard work into DK. In Cloud, he was using as his weapon, his top tier weapon. You understand? So, that's an example of choosing a character. In this situation, Cloud, Tweak is choosing that character based on perceived strength, or where it is generally agreed upon that Cloud is based in the tier list. So that gets us into our second point. So if you're not playing as a casual, you're going to be taking it somewhat seriously. So what level of seriousness are you going to take this at? Are you trying to be a well-recognized Wi-Fi warrior? Really a well-known, I don't know, online player? Such as Spargo. Shoot. The other names are escaping me. Spargo's a great example. You can find him on the Smash Amino app. So, are you trying to be an online warrior? Are you planning on going to tournaments? Are you maybe streaming your game and you really don't want to be shitty at the game on your stream to people? Any of these are basically factors that you take into consideration when choosing your main character. Another factor is your play style, or the character's play style, or the archetype. It's another way to put it. Are you a more offensive player? Do you like to just rush people down and just fuck them up? Do you like a character with projectiles? Do you like to zone? Do you like to kind of control the pace of the match? Do you like big, heavy characters so you could take a lot of damage but deal out a lot of damage as well? Do you like characters that maybe have multiple jumps, such as Meta Knight, DDD, Kirby? You know, it's important to at least try out every character. You know, maybe in friendlies, when you're just kind of practicing with one of your friends. You know, these things about the playstyle are really going to define how you play, your results, and, you know, obviously determine which character you want to put the time into and push their game and discover their secrets. You know, I look at it like this. As soon as I got the Nintendo Switch, I got Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Now, I've finished the game. I maybe have put 25 hours into it. But I have basically stuck with the same 6 to 8 Pokemon, 6 to 10 Pokemon throughout the entire 25 hours. So if you're heading into a serious situation, such as, you know, in Pokemon, like the Elite Four, or even competitive Pokemon especially, or, you know, in our game, going to a tournament, maybe you just really want to beat a lot of people online, and you want to make a lot of cool replay videos, any of that. If you're going into any of those situations, would you rather you put your amount of time that you spent on the game, would you disperse that time throughout all 76 characters? You know, you're only going to be scratching the surface of each one, and anybody who has spent any significant amount of time with a main character of their own is automatically going to have an advantage on you, and they're going to know you're going to be a lot easier to predict because you won't know the inner workings of the character, the deep nuances of the meta. So yeah, essentially, the playstyle can determine your character choice, and it could go both ways. Maybe you prefer to play offensively, but you go back and look in your results, and you're not doing that well. Well, maybe you need to slow it up. Maybe that's just not the playstyle that works best for you. And if so, then you need to let how you play determine which character that you put your time into in main. You know, if you don't have a general idea, or if you didn't have a general idea when you got the game, when it came out, you know, it's going to be a lot of trial and error. It's going to be a lot of time. If you just want to play it casually, maybe you just want to play it after work once or twice a week, play whatever characters. It really doesn't matter. But if you're going to be taking this any sort of seriously, you need to find yourself a main character. And yeah, playstyle can definitely work into that. There's a Korean saying, I'm probably going to butcher it, sonimata, that essentially means a character fits your hand. And it was said because each character in early fighting games would have different hand movements that would be required to pull off their techniques. Now, we all know in Smash Brothers, the controls are not orthodox to traditional fighting games. But especially in Smash Ultimate, each character really plays a lot differently. You know, there's a lot of new tech and a lot of new mechanics that are in this game, but we'll go into that on another episode. Now, for example, you could take a look at another way to help you kind of narrow down the very large list of characters that's only getting bigger. Patch 2.0 is coming soon. And here in a couple weeks, we're going to be getting Piranha Plant and Joker from the Persona series. So the roster's ever growing, and there's still 4 more characters in the DLC. So yeah, one thing to look at is your past experience. Is this your first Smash game? If so, then yeah, it's going to take a bit longer. But did you play Smash 4 a lot? Did you play Brawl, Melee, 64, Project M, or Super Smash Flash, or Crusade? Any of those sort of games? Character that kind of just kind of feels right to you. They move how you want them to move, which movement is absolutely essential in Smash Ultimate. I'm going to be calling Smash Ultimate Smush. I hope it catches on. But another technique I've used is, I don't know, if you got some downtime and you're not playing or you're not near your Switch, maybe write down your characters that you're thinking about, maybe a small list. And kind of maybe grade them on things that you value or that are essential to the meta or you as a player. Like recovery, edge guarding, their projectiles, their grabs, their throw effectiveness, their kills, how often they could kill. You know, obviously this isn't like a concrete way. You shouldn't just add up scores and just say, yep, this guy got the highest, that's who I'm playing. I mean, essentially, a character has to feel perfect in your hands. And sometimes they might feel great at first, but you still haven't worked them out. That's why you need to main them. You need to spend the time labbing them out, figuring out their attacks, their best options, their frame data. This is a plug for Kurigane Hammer. You can find him on Twitter, and you can find his website where he displays the frame data of every character. He's still getting through the characters in Smash Ultimate, obviously. You know, and play online a lot. If you got a couple dedicated practice partners, training partners, play them a lot and ask them what they think. You know, and factor that in with the characters that you narrowed down. You know, I like to look at this like triangle graph, and at each point has a different attribute. At one point is their playstyle, at one point is their power, or, you know, tier spot, or just essentially how effective they are as a character. And then at the third point, I put their character, just their character themselves. Let me kind of elaborate. So you're going to be putting in a lot of time with this character. You got to say to yourself, can I see myself playing this character a year from now, 2 years from now? You know, I've heard of people that have refused to play a character solely based on their voice. And I understand that. Do what is comfortable for you. But also, like I said, keep in mind what your end goals are for this game. You know, get the Switch Online membership. Play a lot of people online. I'd say after about 40 hours of online playtime, or at least just general gameplay time, that's not power on time. That's not the time that shows up to your friends on your friends list on the Switch. It's your play time. You could check how many hours you put into every character. Once you get a good solid 40 hours of playtime in, check the character stats, offline and online. And check who you've done best with. It honestly might surprise you. Unsurprisingly to me, Mewtwo is my top used character and top most winning character, but close after that is Ridley, which I wouldn't have expected. I just kept playing in. I enjoy the character, how the combos work, and that's another thing. You know, take your current skill level into consideration, you know, and don't be modest, be realistic about it. You know, there's some players who have very, very intense character loyalty. Maybe they've played a certain character throughout every Smash game, and that's just how it's going to be. You know, sometimes you'll get lucky, and somebody like Esam has stuck with Pikachu. Now, in my opinion, Pikachu is in the top 5 characters of Smash Ultimate. We'll be coming out with a tier list in one of the next episodes, but it's going to be in a different sort of format, because everybody is making a tier list. And as much as I love hearing people's opinions on the tier lists, I don't know. I feel like it's a tad early. My tier list is going to be more about the prediction of the first year, of how things are going to shape out and how certain characters are going to develop. But we'll get to that later in a different episode, like I said. So, on another hand, we've been blessed with a lot of new different rule sets, a lot of new different modes of playing Smash in this new iteration. So I'm still kind of figuring out my characters, and so Squad Strike is a really, really, really good way to try out a handful of characters at one time. And obviously, you're not going to get a whole lot of playtime with them in each match, but you're gonna at least feel their movement and their basics and see if that caters to you in any way. Another thing that I really love is the Smashdown mode. You know, play that with a friend. If you both are trying to find your mains, it's an excellent way to actually get some legitimate time with each character and to have fun doing it. Make a rule set for training and trying out characters. That's 5 minutes long, 99 stock, no hazards. And put the computer on level 1, maybe 2. And just start trying out characters and see what you like. You know, every level of player has had a character crisis. And like I said in the last episode, basically kind of what I see now as far as major tournaments, semi-major tournaments, as far as character choices go, I feel like about 60% of the players are about 60% of the players are playing characters based on perceived strength, and about the other 40% are kinda almost sorta riding with who they were riding with in the previous titles or the previous title, while adding one or two, or maybe playing a similar character. And so I'm really excited to see after this first competitive season at the end of this year, on the rankings, especially, you know, the statistics of what characters placed where, and what people picked which characters. Always very interesting to me. You know, another small thing I want to mention too is your control scheme. In every game since Melee, we've been able to customize our controls. So if you have a preferred control setting, maybe think about which character it could lend itself to, or if you could adapt to different controls pretty quickly. You know, play different characters and see which control scheme would fit them best. Try it out, and then maybe keep pushing that character. Well, like I said, the game is not even 2 months old, so keep playing. Don't get discouraged if you haven't figured anybody out yet. Again, thanks for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. The capture card is on its way here, so the stream will be up very soon. Still not exactly sure every format we're going to do this. No, we're going to do pre-recorded podcast, live streams on the Twitch, live streams on the YouTube. So definitely stay tuned. Once we hit 200 subs, we'll be doing a GameCube controller giveaway, an original GameCube controller giveaway. So hopefully you got your adapter for the Switch. And next episode, going to be talking about some recent news, some recent tournaments, as well as I have a tournament tomorrow, a Smash Amino tournament qualifier for the Elemental Circuit, the Flame qualifier. Good luck to everybody else involved. And everybody wish me and my Mewtwo some luck. All songs in every podcast are all owned by me. All owned by Boy Apollo Music. You can find them on soundcloud.com/Boy Apollo Music and /Boy Apollo MO. Again, my name is Boy Apollo. Thank you for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. Leave me some comments. You can find my Switch friend code in the descriptions and on my page in the About section. So send me a friend request. The stream will be up. The full game stream will be up in hopefully about no less than 5 days. As long as the mail gets here on time. Thank you everybody for tuning in. My name is Boy Apollo. Keep playing. Keep smushing. Till next time. Onward.